Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Yeah, if you know what today's video is, you know. Many say it's a Newark. God, I'm so excited. After so many numerous delays, we finally got our first trailer to the official Sopranos prequel film. And if you've seen the three videos I did recently on The Sopranos, because I just recently finished it, I freaking love it. I love The Sopranos. It's like the show. It was the show that started off this new era of television. And so many hidden details that a lot of people have mentioned that when I went and looked back on a few clips of it, I'm like, I didn't notice that. Like, in the first three seasons, there's a shot, and remember it was pre 9/11, where the Twin Towers are in the rearview mirror of Tony's car, kind of signaling that this is not going to the series will not take place in New York. No way. It's just going to be taking place in New Jersey. Often the butt of jokes for America, although I prefer to save my jokes for Florida or California. Depends on who you ask. And, you know, I do know lots of people were pissed off at the ending, though. From what I hear, the ending, when it initially aired, it gained a divisive response. It was the first time people looked at their television and wondered if the satellite dish went out. Yeah, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "Wait, what?" I rewound it, and it cuts to black at the end of the episode. I'm not gonna try and spoil much of The Sopranos, although if you have not seen The Sopranos, why are you watching this? Although this is a prequel, and yeah, Eh, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say is I like where it ends. It just ends off on an ambiguous note. But if I had to pick my favorite episode, my favorite one would be the Pine Barrens episode. It's the episode where Chrissy and Paulie have to go out and get a Russian guy because Sil can't do it because I think he was sick. Pine Barrens. All right, here it is. Meadow in her room, but she has a cold and explanation. Where is it? Tony instructs Paul on behalf of Silvio. Yeah, Silvio is ill. So Paulie and Chris have to go get this Russian designer guy. And they end up getting stuck in the woods after they lose him. They go into a random spawn in the woods, and see, they go in a random spot in the woods. They try to take out the Russian. They try to whack the Russian guy. The Russian guy gets the upper hand, and they're lost in the woods. And it is easily the funniest episode of The Sopranos. Because, like, that's something that's great about The Sopranos. It's kind of dark and serious enough, but it also knows when to have those subtle moments of humor put in there. And I think David Chase did a great job with that. And also it was directed by Steve Buscemi, who would later play Tony B in season 5 of The Sopranos. One of Tony's cousins. It was the first of 4 episodes for the series directed by Steve Buscemi. That's right. And it had such a Coen Brothers vibe to it, kind of like Fargo or something like that. And that's what I love. There's so much great things when you look back at The Sopranos, even after you finish the series. You're like, oh my god, I did not notice that. But yeah, anyway, I am excited for the many saints of Newark. Oh yeah, I had something there. But anyway, you know, so yeah, I think it's like there've been lots of times where like after a series ends, there's a movie that fits into that universe. Kind of like how Serenity, the Firefly sequel movie. I'm not talking about the mediocre film with Matthew McConaughey. No, I'm talking about the one that I remember the most. One of my all-time favorite movies is Serenity. Although we don't talk about who directed it. Um, it was a great because given how Firefly ended abruptly, and then Serenity came out, it was like, oh my god, yeah, this is a pretty good sequel movie that can also stand on its own thing, regardless. But I would say that's kind of the thing is if you've seen Serenity, before you see Serenity, you have to see like the entire Firefly series here. Hold on. Nah, just some boring bullshit right there. Did I accidentally click on a page? Tell you what, sometimes I don't even know what the hell I click on. But yeah, sort of the same thing. This is essentially a prequel movie to The Sopranos, but I would say viewing is warranted. I mean, the entire series is on HBO Max, I assume. So, I mean, yeah, that's where I saw it off. I just saw it off the internet, you know. But yeah, this is the official trailer for The Many Saints of Newark. I could not be all the more excited for it. Let's give it a watch. Newark, New Jersey.
When I was a kid, guys like me were brought up to follow codes.
Hey, jerk off.
Also, yeah, the one James Gandolfini's best role. James Gandolfini was like in many ways the heart and soul of The Sopranos. That it's sad what happened to him. It died of a freaking heart attack. It's sad, but one of our greatest actors was James Gandolfini. James Gandolfini's always a win for me. That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge reference to Cinema Wins. But overall, I love James Gandolfini. Who doesn't love James Gandolfini? Really, such a great actor. Like I keep mentioning, so I love that voice. Let's restart the trailer. Is that
When I was a kid, guys like me were brought up to follow codes.
Hey, jerk off. What'd you say? What?
ooh
Antonio Soprano.
Vicky
I wonder if I can talk to you alone for a moment, Mrs. Soprano.
Vera Farmiga?
On the
Oh,
basis
she's
of the
a-
Sanford Binet, he's high IQ.
You can't prove it by me. He's got a D+ average.
That's big Farmiga.
Well, he doesn't apply himself, but he is smart.
I
The
know.
results tell us. He's a leader.
From David Chase.
Ankle Dick.
Also
Growing up with the family takes a toll.
Maybe an ambassador to England or France.
You're my nephew.
Might like to gamble.
I want to do whatever I can to help you.
Maybe a businessman.
My gift to you.
High-degree thief.
I want to go to college. I can't get caught with shit like this.
Look, you take the speakers, right? At the same time, you say to yourself, this is the last time I'm ever going to steal something. It's that simple. Let me go talk to him.
He only listens to Dickie.
Do something about Dickie Malasani.
Maybe some of the things you do aren't God's favorite.
You lead by example. We'll make the right.
Well done.
You lead by example. We'll make the right decision. This kid's got what it takes.
As far as your nephew goes,
I'm listening.
stay out of his life.
Is that ever Yoda? Oh yeah. Hold on. Alright. The gun. Obviously I remember that theme. Mama always said you'd be the chosen one. See, written by David Chase and Lawrence. Yeah, that's the thing. Lawrence Connor and Alan Taylor. This is what's interesting to me because, Alan Taylor was mostly known for doing TV episodes, and he's of course a veteran Sopranos director. Alan Taylor, director. Here it is. And I remember he tried doing big movies. Like he tried doing more big budget films with Thor: The Dark World, which was sadly not a good film, unfortunately. But but from what I know, that was mostly studio interference. And then he made Terminator Genesis, and it was an okay movie in my opinion. Like the first half of the movie, like before they go into 2017, I enjoyed it. And then once they went into the future, it was like, yep, any chance this movie had of being good is ultimately gone. Because they were ultimately trying to do a retcon of the timeline, and it failed miserably. You know, but he's mostly known for his work in television. So he's done like episodes of Sex and the City, The Sopranos, West Wings, an episode of 6 Feet Under, two Deadwood episodes, an episode of Lost, two episodes of Rome, a few Mad Men episodes, one Boardwalk Empire episode, and a few Game of Thrones episodes. So yeah, I am hoping though with this movie that it's sort of a return to form. Also, I noticed a lot of things here. Um, yeah, all right. Alessandro Nivola as Dicky Moltisanti. Yeah, I love Alessandro Nivola. He's such a great actor. So yeah, we're gonna get to meet Chrissy Moltisanti's dad. Let's see, Leslie Odom Jr. Love that guy. John Bernthal as Giovanni Soprano as Johnny Soprano, essentially, and then uh, Corey Stoll. I thought that was him. Corey Stoll as Junior, essentially, because originally played by Dominic Giannese. Yeah, that's interesting. And this is what's interesting to me. The actor playing young Tony essentially is Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son. And yeah, he is the son of actor James Gandolfini. Yeah. Essentially, James Gandolfini, he said he did not want him to follow in his footsteps or something. Yeah. Yeah. Following his father's death, Gandolfini. Yeah. And all right. So he had a small role in the movie Ocean's 8, which was a decent film. I thought Ocean's 12 was a better film though. And then he was in the movie Cherry by the Russo brothers, which I really wanted to like that movie, but hey, yeah, it really depends on who you ask. Like Tom Holland does a great job with the harrowing performance in the film, but the film is so disjointed at times that it's like I feel like Domino did a better job of being disjointed. But like father like son, you got the son of James Gandolfini, the OG Tony Soprano, playing young Tony essentially, and he's now starring in a new movie called The Gray Man, directed by the Russo brothers. So that's interesting there. Wait, it looks like he's also had roles in television, if I'm not mistaken. Um, The Deuce and Acting for a Cause. All right. So I mean, he's just an upcoming actor. I hope he does get more famous. He's probably gonna get more famous with this. But let's notice who else. Billy Magnuson as young Polly, as freaking young Polly Gultieri. What has he been in? All right, I do know who. All right, he was in Into the Woods. He was also in Bridge of Spies, The Great Gilly Hopkins, The Big Short, Birth of the Dragon, Ingrid Goes West. Oh, he was in Game Night. That was a great movie. Right, he was in Aladdin. He had a small role in Aladdin as one of the many princes optional for Jasmine to marry. Many Saints in Newark, Paul Gultieri, and he's also in No Time to Die. That's nice. There's so many great actors here. Like you could not pick better actors to be in this movie. John Magaro as young Silvio, essentially. John Magaro. He starred in. That's right. Not Fade Away, which was David Chase's directorial debut film. It was a pretty good film, by the way. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Not Fade Away, Unbroken, Carol, The Big Short, obviously, The Finest Hours, War Machine, the movie with Brad Pitt. First Cow, another great movie. So yeah, you got a lot of great actors here. So this is essentially going to be young Silvio. And then we got Ray Liotta, who I don't know who Ray Liotta is playing. But you got Vera Farmiga as Olivia Soprano. I love Vera Farmiga. She's a great actress, honestly. So like a lot of great actors in this. Um, yeah. David Chase ruled out the idea of continuing the Soprano story in June 2017 while simultaneously expressing an interest in a prequel to the series. I think it was originally going to be made for TV, but they've ultimately, God, you know what? I'm going to say it. I want to make this my obligation to go watch this in a theater. I'm not watching this just on HBO Max. I want to see. Man, it makes me wish they could. Will it come out in IMAX? Will it come out in IMAX? I wonder who most of the characters were though. Fall 2001. Oh man. Yeah, see, it's doing the simultaneous through theaters and HBO Max. No, I'm seeing this in a theater. I'm sorry. I wish it was in IMAX though. It would be fun to see this movie in IMAX. I know it's an indie film. It doesn't really necessarily need to be in IMAX. They played Nomadland in IMAX. Why not Many Saints of Newark? IMAX. If you find this video, make a deal to play this movie in an IMAX theater. I will go just to see it there. All right, so this film was actually shot around 2017 in Brooklyn and exclusively in Brooklyn and Newark. And where's this going to be centered on? Chase said that storyline centers on the 1967 Newark riots. Oh, the race riots, obviously, yeah. It's a thing there. Yeah, originally meant to come out last year, however, due to the impact of COVID-19 on theaters and film industry, its release date was rescheduled to March, was then delayed to September. The film will be simultaneous before moving to October 1st. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this on. I really want to know. 97 was a all right. The 1967 Newark riots was one of 159 race riots that swept the city in the United States during the long hot summer of 1967. This riot occurred in Newark, New Jersey between July 12th and July 17th. Over the 4 days of rioting, looting and property destruction, 26 people died and hundreds were injured. Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's because David Chase was raised around that time. Another interesting thing, funnily enough, the actress who plays Hunter, Meadows' friend on The Sopranos, um, is actually David Chase's daughter. There, you got okay. Ray Liotta, I did notice. Who is Joey Diaz? Huh. Nick Valangona. All right, yeah. Lawrence Connor is an interesting entity because he's written a lot of films. He's most notably for another writing partner, Mark Rosenthal, but he has done a lot of stuff with David Chase over the years. So yeah, he's done episodes of Boardwalk Empire. He wrote Mona Lisa Smile, Flicka, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mercury Rising. Yeah, and also was one of the co-writers on Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country. Probably my favorite of all the Star Trek films. I really got to analyze this. I know it's just a Soprano trailer. It's not just The Sopranos. It's The Sopranos. All right, I'm going back. This is going to be a long video, obviously. I'm going to slow down the frames. I want to notice. All right. Uh. All right. Newark, New Jersey. When I was a kid. guys like me were brought up to follow codes. Also interesting is that this movie is being shot with anamorphic lenses. And the same DP who shot this movie is the same who's worked with Alan Taylor on Thor: The Dark World and Terminator Genesis. But I like that they're using anamorphic lenses, trying to give it that past thing. It reminds me of what they did on the Underground Railroad recently, the series that's on Amazon Prime. Not an easy watch, but it's a pretty good series because one thing, Barry Jenkins is a great director. When it's on modern scenes for modern in the 1800 scenes for like the Underground Railroad, it's in 16:9. But when they do flashback scenes on like certain episodes, certain chapters, it's in anamorphic 239, actual anamorphic, and they're using actual anamorphic lenses for this. All right, so I am wondering though. Um, I did notice this blonde girl, or is this a guy? Blonde girl. I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, uh, God. Okay, this is gonna mind blowing to me. Hold on. For how long did Tony and Carmela date before married? All right, let me see. Carmela Soprano, Nate DeAngelis, played by Edie Falco. Which, interestingly enough, I actually have seen Edie Falco recently in an interview, and her accent is completely different from Carmela was Tony Soprano's high school sweetheart, and the couple married at a young age. Okay, that's what I am hoping. That's what I'm hoping right here. Or if that's a guy, I don't know. I just thought blonde hair, and I instantly thought of Carmela. Is that Carmela? God. All right, that's my young, almost uncanny resemblance. I remember seeing Cherry, and I thought, wow, he really does have an uncanny resemblance to his own dad. All right, and then the guy's like, "Hey, jerk off," and yeah. So this is kind of like the origin story on how Tony Soprano essentially becomes the Tony Soprano we know. Right there. Um, he's like, "What'd you say? The fuck did you say?" Sorry, I had to say that. Hold on. I think that might be Carmela. That could be. I don't know. I'm going insane over here. God. All right, that could be because it went by very fast. It could be Carmela. That's all I'm gonna say. It could be. It has to be. Let me know in the comments if you think that's Carmela or if it's actually someone else. Just let me know for sure. All right, so let's see. Uh, then it's snowing. I All right. Dicky Moltisanti, Antonio Soprano, uh, Antonio Soprano, Anthony Soprano Senior. It's interesting. Mrs. Soprano, played by none other than Vera Farmiga. I love Vera Farmiga. She's a great actress. And she's essentially playing the role of Livia, who was, from what I understand, I mentioned a lot. Let's see, Livia Soprano. Yeah. The most despised character in all of television history. Livia Soprano. Originally played by Nancy Marchand. Yeah, right here. Series creator David Chase has stated that the main inspiration for the character was his own mother. which probably says a lot. I'm pretty sure David Chase did not have a good childhood, or not. No offense, but yeah, now it's played by Vera Farmiga. I remember Nancy Marchand. She actually died during the production of season 3. And so, in order to write her character out, they eventually killed off. They actually had to say the character died. Yeah, it's around 2000. Where is it? Her character's death was written into the third season storyline of The Sopranos. Died of cancer. And what's interesting is that when you see the one scene Livia is in, you can totally. I remember seeing a clip of that before actually seeing this. I'm like, okay, that is some not good. That is very Uncanny Valley. Just to show you what I'm talking about. Olivia Death Sopranos. Hold on. Olivia Soprano final appearance. Alright. I think I can find the video on here. Cause yeah, they used a lot of CG because she had essentially passed away during the making. Reminds me a lot whenever some people really happens. When an actor's death acts unfortunately passes away, they don't write. Sometimes they don't. They rarely do. Like, I remember when the original actor who played Mr. Hooper on Sesame Street had passed away, and since Sesame Street was a very educational show at the time, they had to do some. They did something where it was like, you know, where since Big Bird is essentially a kid, they're like, when people die, they don't come back. So, and we're handling it because yeah, the Mr. Hooper episode. Also interesting is when they did it on the show Eight Simple Rules, because when they were filming season 2, John Ritter, who plays the dad in the series, had gotten an aortic dissection, which was incorrectly assumed as a heart attack by the hospital. I think the hospital people, because aortic dissection I think was very rare at the time, and ever since John Ritter, I've been aware of what aortic dissection is. It is not pretty. I've also seen. All right, where's the scene with Olivia? All right, let me just show you here. So obviously, this is the weirdest scene of the entire episode. Here, I think, is a double for Nancy Marchand, and it's just a double, and this is actually James Gandolfini. So this is the double, and then in the next scene, you can notice the CG is very uncanny here. You can see some of the. I might see the edges here. I remember seeing that. I was like, "Oh right, she died during the making of the season." And look at it. You can see the edges moving. You can tell this is obviously an actress here. You can tell. I mean, at the time, this was kind of rare to do, resurrect an actor through CGI. It's not. At least it's not like I think Plan 9 from Outer Space, where Bela Lugosi had passed away during the making of the film. And so, in order to. They really had to cover it up by just having the double do this all the time. And it's so blatantly obvious. But yeah. Like, look at this, and then look at Paul Walker in Furious 7, for which I think the stuff was done by. I think it was Lola that did it. Like, right here, you can tell the movement is very off. Let me just go back a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in. Look, you can see some of how much it does not match. It's blatantly obvious how much that does not match. That was easily the creepiest moment of the episode for me. Compared to like Paul Walker. Let's see. Paul Walker. Furious 7 CG, which I think the effects were handled by Weta Digital, obviously. Like, right there, you can see some of it. And, hold on a second. I got a food commercial here. I'll wait for that commercial to go away. So, yeah. Sorry. Got too many goddamn ads here. Yeah, alright, yeah. I'll probably... Just let me pause the live recording until I can get the video back up. Alright, yeah, I'm 30 minutes in. God, that is just... Alright, so obviously, when Paul Walker's Brothers is playing him, right there. And, hold on, let me up the resolution. Sorry, I swear to God, it's not me. Yeah, they had to... I think the guys over at Weta, which a lot of it was handled by Joe Lettieri, under the supervision of Joe Lettieri, who's like the lead senior VFX supervisor at Weta, and they did that. They did it better with Furious 7 than they could with Olivia, but at the time, obviously, I don't think the CD was there. Like, the technology wasn't good at the time, so it's like they just had to put that one scene for closure. But yeah, I could not ask for a better actress to play Livia than Vera Farmiga. She's a great, talented actress, and I freaking love her. Alright, so let's go back to the video here. Obviously, think they're gonna show that, obviously, on the basis that he's high IQ. Whoever the hell's that teacher? Right there. Is this Satrial's? In the early days or something? No, this might just be a random diner, actually. Because I did notice Satrial's, which is like one of Tony's secret offices, aside from one of Tony's offices, aside from the Bing. You know, bada bing. I wonder if no, I think Janice is already gone by this point in time. As stated, I think Janice ran away from home. You know, and then all right, there's that. Actually, all those results tell us he's a leader. He is a leader. He essentially takes over after Jackie April's. Well, originally it's Junior who I think takes over. Junior thinks he's going to be taking over after Jackie April passes away. Is it Jackie or? Damn it! Hold on. Hoot over after who took over? Was it Jackie? Jackie Aprile Sr. All right. There's a Sopranos wiki. To my surprise. Yeah, played by Michael Rispol, was the first acting boss of the DeMio crime family. He took over on the role after a long time reputed by boss. He's based on, yeah. So, yeah, I remember, yeah, he had cancer and then suddenly passes away. And then there's Jackie Aprile Jr. Then there's Richie Aprile, a big douchebag. All right. I don't know, just yeah, because there's that whole storyline with the feds trying to monitor everything, and then yeah, they ultimately abandoned it. But I think apparently to David Chase, that's not really the main focus. The main focus is Tony essentially trying to handle being the mob boss, while also dealing with his personal family issues. All right, yeah, very uncanny though. From David Chase, obviously. So, yeah, this is Alessandro Nivola. It's interesting. He was in Face Off and in Jurassic Park 3, a lot of other films. If I'm remembering correctly, let's see. Dicky on Ivy and yeah, Richard Moltisanti. Yeah, so we're gonna see because I think there was an episode after Chris was made, essentially after Chrissy was made, that I think it said that he was killed by a cop or something. I don't know. We're gonna see because I mean, with the prequel, you can see a lot of things that you cannot get away with. Yeah, Uncle Dick. Yeah, yeah, there it is. Sacrials. I thought I saw it there. All right, Italian pork sausage. A lot of shady stuff happens, and then we got the crew. I think this is Silvio. Is that Sil? All right, all right. The guy gets whacked there. Sorry, I have something there. Let me just mute the sound here though for it. Uh, all right, the card's gone. Okay, the ambassador to England or France. Yeah, the acclaimed creator of The Sopranos. All right, we got more shots. We got a lot of scenes with Richard Moltisanti essentially. Hey, damn it! I gotta put the quality up in this video. All right, now I can see things better. All right, you see there are some dealings going on. What is this guy? Could this be? No, that can't be Paul either. That could be Dickie still. There's a lot of things we don't know until we eventually see the film, and it comes out in only a few months. All right, so I think this is Polly. Actually, is it or not? I don't know. Or is it Sil? Depends. Right there. All right. Yeah, and the speakers kind of seeing how tone gets made essentially before some high degree can't get caught with shit like this obviously. Yeah, that resemblance is still so it's so much. It's like yeah, you could pick another actor. I think I do hope Michael Gandolfini does a good job with this. I think he is. Last time I'm ever gonna steal something. Really, not really the last time. I remember, interestingly enough, if I'm not mistaken, um, when they did scenes of Tony in the past, they would have the actor who's playing AJ, Robert Eiler, play young Tony Senior, essentially. Tony Soprano. I can't remember. It looked a lot like Robert Eiler, but as a kid. But now they have Michael Gandolfini and the like. There have been some reasons as to what happened. Like his destiny remains unknown after the finale, is what I'm trying to think of. I don't know. I thought the actor looked a lot like Robert Eiler. That's what I'm saying, but they probably picked other actors. I must have gotten confused. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is how a lot of people were. There it is. John Bernthal, right there, who's essentially playing Johnny Boy, Johnny Soprano, Giovanni Soprano. I love John Bernthal, obviously, and in the background here is Corey Stoll, another great character actor who I love. I remember seeing him in the first season of House of. It was the first season of House of Cards. Yeah, I think you got a great actor here. I mean, a lot of great people involved with this. He only listens to Dickie. Yeah, yeah, I like that there. And then I think what we're seeing here is the riots, essentially. The New York riot, the Newark riots. Got to do something about Dickie Moltisanti. Does that mean that Tony kind of, because we all know how shady Tony is in the series. Right here, I think this is Leslie Odom Jr. as one of the antagonists, and then no, probably someone in part of the Black Panther Party there. Legends aren't born; they're made, essentially. This is my longest video ever, and it's just me analyzing it. All right, yeah, we're gonna see how they whack somebody here. Ooh, God, using the drill, probably gonna. I don't want to know. Oh, oh my God, yeah, Dickie Moltisanti, and then yeah, Mr. Softy Truck, and I want to know who. Could this be Paulie? This might be Billy Magnuson right here. And then that's Ray Liotta, obviously. I wonder who he is playing. He can't be playing Johnny Sack. Could it be Johnny Sack? We don't know for sure. It doesn't. I don't know. It looked a lot. Maybe a relative of Johnny Sack. I don't know who this is. There. And then you got this girl here. Oh, now it's Leslie Odom Jr. here. I can see it. But I freaking love Leslie. Freaking Aaron Burr from Hamilton and also a lot of other great things. He was also really amazing in the movie One Night in Miami as let's see, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and Sam Cooke. Yeah, who's great in that movie. I freaking love anyone who was in Hamilton, like, Lin Manuel Miranda himself, Leslie Odom Jr., um, Anthony Ramos, Davi Diggs, anyone. Yeah. So yeah, the riots, Johnny Boy, right there, blowing out a tire. Okay, now this looks like Artie Bucco's wife, Charmaine. Cause hold on. Did Tony and Charmaine Bucco have a fling? Cause I know they did, essentially. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, totally. Charmaine went. It's not me. She and Tony had an affair years ago. This could be a funeral scene. Why with this looks a lot like a young Charmaine. This looks a lot like the actress who plays Charmaine. Charm. Oh shit. Charmaine Bucco, actor or actress. Yeah, Catherine Narducci. She was really beautiful in the show. Anyone who was on the show was pretty attractive. Or being attracted to Jamie Lynn Sigler there. Yeah. It's essentially her. Yeah. pretty great actress. Also, really, yeah. She was also in Jersey Boys and in the Bad Education, The Irishman, and in an Al Capone movie. So this might be someone who's playing young Charmaine. So yeah, this trailer warrants like a lot of revisits here. Um, so let's play. I just thought it, yeah, because apparently they did have an affair while Tony was dating Carmen. Tony has had a lot of mistresses, a lot of people he's dated. I remember the one. There was a Irina, the Russian hooker whose cousin has a bad leg, and then obviously there was Gloria Trillo, one of Dr. Melfi's patients. So yeah, that is it. Maybe they might introduce Artie here, or this is someone else. Essentially, maybe it's not Charmaine, and then yeah. So it's essentially gonna be how Tony Soprano becomes Tony Soprano. We know and love. This could be. I don't know who this is. Yeah. God. I also love how muted. Maybe it's just my laptop, but the color palette is sort of muted. I like that, sort of signaling how dark it is. Um, right there. I'm still impressed with how. All right, yes. So we're seeing the riots. You see there that hint of. I think essentially Dickie Moltisanti was more of a loving father to Tony. I don't know. Maybe they are going to have to introduce. They're going to show that relationship between Tony and Dickie Moltisanti, because we hear about how abusive Tony's dad was and how that reflects on him. No, I'm listening. And now this is it. This must be something else. Now stay out of his life. All right. So wait. Yeah. And let me just put the. Yeah, Alessandro Navala's involved. Yeah, there's so much in this trailer. God, I've probably gone on 50 minutes just talking about this, just to show you. Nearly 50 minutes. God, I do not shut up. I want to read the comments now. I'm liking this immediately. And my curiosity. Now you have my attention. I still feel the atmosphere of James. Yeah, me too. Just hearing James Gandolfini's voice again. Yeah, that was so good. I miss James Gandolfini. Yeah, has the sacred and the propane. This tra- there's got to be so many memes of makings of varsity athlete. You know, could already the theme at the end, perfect way to end. Woke up this morning, yeah, Gabagool. The trailer made me wake up again. I don't think I've ever had Gabagool before. I should try it. On the way to make a Gabagool, Borgo, or Verks. Hold on, I'm not gonna have to do it. Making makings of makings. Shit. See the makings of a varsity athlete. The fact that there are so many memes here, that is just the line. And four, he never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Freaking. Okay, this one is funny. Tony, he never. This one, just a parody of the Rudy poster with Junior at the bottom, with Corrado at the bottom there is just funny. Oh god, everything here is so. Yes, so good. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, there's like a lot of attention to detail here. So I'm essentially ending the video here. I've been on for so long. I've got another trailer to react to. Dear Lord Almighty. Yeah, I got a lot of things to do here. Um, so yeah, this was the official trailer to The Many Saints of Newark. I'll leave a link to the original video down below, as well as a link to my Instagram page. Let me know if you're all excited. I know I am. I'm definitely gonna. I want to see this probably in like a Dolby Cinema. But I wish this was having one of those weird, unlikely IMAX releases. It could be. They released Nomadland in IMAX. They could release this in IMAX. All right. Well, I'll leave a. Well, thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. Until next time, Godspeed and Gabagool.